Welcome back to Picks and Parlays. I'm your Detroit Lenny. I'm your Detroit Lenny, baby. You don't know, you better ask somebody. I am your Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlays. This is the Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're here always going over college football. Got some NFL action. Today, we're going to go over San Diego State at Boise State. We're going to go over Utah State at BYU. And we're going to talk Washington, UCLA. That's just in college. NFL, we're going to talk Vikings, Saints, Browns, Falcons, Dolphins, Bengals. Can't forget that Thursday night action. So let's get right into it. We are going to bring in Craig Trapp, the man, the myth, the legend. We got all kinds of people here for you guys today. Let's bring in Craig. Let's talk. Let's get this going. Craig, how's it going, my man?
Good Sunday.
Yeah.
It started early. Okay, on Saturday. It was kind of like, up and down, and then Sunday was good. We look to have. I like this week of card of both college football and the NFL. Hey, my Bengals play on Thursday, so it kicks off the weekend right.
Start the weekend right. I had an iffy Saturday. I was okay. Sunday, the early games kind of tried to kill me, and then but the late games.
Your Lions.
I know I should. I stay away from them. I did bet them. I did bet them this week, and that's why they lost.
Did the over actually hit for the Lions, or did it push?
It was at 52, so depending on where you got it, that's where it ended, 2024.
I think I bet it early in the week at 51.5, but I didn't know how many people.
Yeah, it depends. I saw it as high as 52.5. I've seen it 51.5. If you did the right thing, it just took the Lions and the over on a 6-point teaser. I should have just walked away with that money.
I just parlayed it up. I gave it out as free video early Sunday morning, so it was a very good start to the day.
All right, well, let's get into some college football. We're going to talk San Diego State. This is a Friday game at Boise State. Boise State's -6, over-unders 39. Before we get into that, I got to remind everybody, I shouldn't say remind you, this is the first breaking news. Breaking news on Picks and Parlay Power Hour. Craig Trapp's going to give us a special for this week right here. This is what I'm telling you. We preach value. This is value. Any two cappers, any ones you want on picksandparlays.net. 7 days, 50% off is just $114.99. You got to use that link, though. It's picksandparlays.net/double. Use it, link it, love it, value. We talk about it, get after it. Talk to me about this game. Where are you going?
Well, I mean, Boise, what a upset loss last week. I mean, UTEP was not good. They did not. I saw UTEP play 2 games early this year. They're not a good team. And they absolutely pounded Boise. And now Boise, another midweek Friday game for them. They play a San Diego State team that's a little disappointed as well, to be very honest. They're 2-2 on the year. Neither one of these teams have been good against the spread, Lenny. San Diego State 1-3 against the spread. Boise State 0-3-1 against the spread. I mean, a banged up QB at San Diego State. You have a banged up psyche for the Boise program. I mean, this was the blue turf was like must-watch TV the last, 15 years? And now?
It's forever been like that, yeah.
Like, this is a team that, if they lose this game, it could spiral downward. I'm guessing we're going to see a new coach here at Boise after this year. But San Diego State did find a way to win last week. That 17-14 win. That Toledo team is not bad. And, you have to kind of put a line through the Utah game. They lost 35-7. That was a rough spot. Their quarterback went down early in that game and just never, Utah's a really good team if people that are sleeping on Utah. To me, I think, I don't know how you play Boise in this game. I would stay away from the side. I would probably play San Diego State plus the points. But I think the better play, Boise just can't score, Lenny, and San Diego State hasn't done much either. San Diego State's defense is pretty good. I think you play the under in this game. I think under 39. There's some books out there that I'm guessing is probably going to end up in the 37.5 to 38.5 range because they haven't scored much. I know.
When I saw this game on the ticket and I was making all the doing all this, and I had to check this line like 3 different times. And then I'm like 39. This is an NFL. This is a sad NFL total at 39. And this is like a primetime game, 39. And this is college football.
Right.
We watch college football for the score. That's what we do.
Lenny loves the teaser. You love those teasers, Lenny. This is a teaser that I think if you tease Boise like a 7-point teaser up to 13 and a half, depending on where you get it. And then you tease it under 46. I just don't see either team getting over 20.
You're making car payments on teasers. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
This
but
one,
under.
Yeah, you got to go under here. Listen, guys, I can't remind everybody enough. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Power Hours brought to you Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, every day. Brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. So check them out as well. Let's move into some NFL game. We got Sunday matchup here. I don't even want to say the team underneath me. They're close. They might have played Detroit. They might have beat us. They shouldn't have beat us. It is what it is. You didn't beat us. We beat ourselves.
Right.
Against the New Orleans Saints here. They're favored. The purple team's favored -2.5. Over-unders 44. I'm going to remind everybody about this special because it is pretty good here. I mean, this is good stuff here. Any two cappers you want. Any two. Not one, two. Okay? Any two cappers you want, 7 days, 50% off, just $114.99. You got to use this link, though. You got to type this in, folks. picksandparlays.net/double. That's where you get your value. Talk to me about the purple team against the Aints.
Well, this isn't at New Orleans. This is the London game.
Yeah.
This is the London game going early. So for you guys in Vegas, wake up at 6:30, wake up at 6. Get your coffee. This game starts at 6:30 Vegas, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Vikings, like you said, they beat your Lions. I'm not sure they deserved to win that game. I thought Dan Campbell, that late field goal try was really – he should have punted that away. And they hadn't gone the whole field very often. I mean, this is a Minnesota team since week 1 when they looked impressive, did not look good. New Orleans, though, they haven't been any better. I mean, this is a New Orleans team that they hardly scored anything against Tampa Bay. I mean, that is a good defense. You give them credit there. But to only score 14 against Carolina, I don't think that's a great team. The only game they won was 27-26 at Atlanta opening week. And let's remember, Atlanta probably should have won that game. So this is a New Orleans team. Probably should be over. Jameis Winston, of course, you're getting questions again. Should he be the quarterback? Should they make a change? That's never good.
LASIK eye surgery again.
Something ain't right. I know he's banged up. His back, he's got like a fusion or a fracture in his back. They said it can't get worse, so he's playing. So you have to give him credit for going out there. I just don't know how you can play New Orleans and have any faith in them. And usually I would say a home underdog, but there's no home underdog because you're playing on a neutral field. So I would probably take the Vikings plus the points. But I think the best flag, Lenny, just go with the total here. This is two teams that I don't think is going to score. This New Orleans team has to rely on their defense. That offense isn't any good. They have to rely on the defense. I like the under here. Don't overreact. All those points last week in that Minnesota game, that was because Detroit can really push the ball down the field and score some points. So Minnesota had to kind of play that style. I don't think that'll be the case this week. I like the under 44. Usually these overseas games have been huge overs. In fact, like it's like 82% or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're still at 18%. We're on the 18%. This year it goes under. New Orleans struggles to score. I think they have to rely on the run game and their defense. Let's play the under here, Lenny. And if you're going to play a side, I think you definitely take Minnesota and lay the points here. I just don't have any faith in Jameis Winston at this point.
I agree here. I'm a little iffy on this total at 44, though. I don't like 44s, 45s. To me, that's just like a number mentally that throws me all off. As far as the Lions go, I don't think you should have punted. I think you should have went for it. You're averaging 7 yards a carry.
You either do one or the other.
4th and 1. Just punt the ball, bro. Or not. If you're gonna punt it, pin them. You got a great kicker. Yep. Otherwise, push the ball in their face.
When you miss a long kick, it's like, you might as well go
deflating.
for it. Not only you don't. They get it where you kick it. So it's such a negative to have a long kick, and then they went right down.
And you go for it. They don't have any timeouts.
Come back and score. I was like, oh, they scored too quick. Detroit's going to come back and score.
I would have let the clock run down to nothing, went for it, and then I would have, and then you clock. You gotta get away that clock.
Hurt. St. Brown got banged up early in that game, and that hurt them. So, but
they
Minnesota,
didn't know how to act.
Sometimes you have to find ways to win. Minnesota did that. I think Detroit's learning. Minnesota is at a different point. New Orleans hasn't learned to win yet, so I would take Minnesota, and I like the under here. Don't be scared of that under 44, Lenny. Don't be scared.
I'm a little scared. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Pick some parlays, power hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Craig Chapp, I'm going to kick you on out of here. We'll see you again on the Power Hour later in the week. Take care, buddy. All right, next we got on the slate, we still got Utah State at BYU. We still got Browns at Falcons. We still got Washington at UCLA. And we still got Thursday night matchup football of the Red Hot Dolphins at the Bengals. Oh, Craig Trapp's Bengals. We're going to bring in Tim Earl next, the man, the myth, the legend himself. How we doing, sir?
What we doing? We doing? Ready for another weekend of football?
We are ready for that. Talk to me about Utah State at BYU. This is a Thursday matchup, the 29th. BYU, pretty heavy favorite here at home. -24, over under 61.5. Before you break that down, I got to remind everybody, any two cappers you want on picksandparlays.net, all you got to do, 7-day package, 50% off, just $114.99. All you got to do, go to picksandparlays.net/double. Double your cappers, double your value. You're welcome. All right, talk to me about this game, Tim Earl.
Yeah, Utah State and BYU. So we get an in-state rivalry, which is always a fun little back and forth because BYU is in Utah. Utah State has just not really looked all that well this year. They had their win in week 1 or week 0. That was week 0 versus UConn. Didn't cover. Got blown out by Alabama, but who doesn't? They lost straight up as a 6.5-point favorite. I believe that was Weber State. Yeah, Weber State. Yikes. And then they lost last week to UNLV. BYU, dominant win week 1 over South Florida. Win over Baylor. Lost to Oregon. And they did not cover, but they did win against Wyoming this last weekend. But when it comes to in-state rivalries, I am very inclined to go after points. And with 24 points, 3 scores, I'm going to go after Utah State. I know it hasn't been pretty. I know they haven't covered a spread so far this year. And I know I'm all for dogs and I lay money line. I would not lay a money line here. Let me be clear. I'm not laying a money line. That is crazy. But I do think Utah State keeps this one close. I see more running the ball in this game, kind of slow the clock, especially on a Thursday night on an island game. Probably lean towards an under as well, but I'm going to go after Utah State plus the points. Just see this one as a closer game. I know BYU has been fantastic this year. Their 1 loss is to Oregon, but I see Utah State covering this one.
I'll say this: Utah State is horrible.
Yes.
And 0-4 against the spread. 0-4 against the spread. Flip side at BYU 2-2. I still like Utah State plus all these points. I think BYU wins this game by 3 touchdowns, but that's it.
They win by 18-21.
Yeah, and something like that. I mean, I'm just gonna take the in-state rivalries. I'm gonna take all those points.
100%.
I do like that theory. Yeah. I like it. Utah State plus 24. Don't forget, guys.
I will mention BYU next week gets Notre Dame. So it might be a little bit of a look-ahead spot.
Little look ahead. I see where you're going with that. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We are going to move into some NFL. We're going to talk to Browns, -2.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, I don't know. Over-under is 48 here. And then I got to remind everybody, any two cappers you want, 7-day package is only 50%. It is 50% off, just $114.99. You got to use that link, though. picksandparlays.net/double. It's only available on this show from here. This is it. You can't just go there and start typing in stuff. You got to go there. Talk to me about this game, Tim Earl.
Do we have one of those 1-800-GAMBLER buttons? No, this is not one of the pretty games this week. I will say that. We don't. All right. This is not one of the pretty games this week, and I will say that. Cleveland 2-1 this year, so they did start off not terrible. They won week 1 versus Carolina. They lost to the Jets, which, sheesh. Honestly, Cleveland should be undefeated right now. They very well should. On the opposite side, you can make a similar argument for Atlanta right now. They could be undefeated at this point. They should have beaten the Saints week 1. They were definitely in that game against the Rams, even though they were down 28-3. And then they won last week against Seattle. So this is it, and not to mention Atlanta covered every single game so far. Yeah. And when it comes to it, I'm going after Atlanta. I'll take them plus the points, even though it's a 2.5. A little sprinkle on the money line if you want to. Either way, if you want to take the 2.5, want to take the money line, I don't really think it matters. I think they win the game straight up. Whenever I see 2.5 points, that kind of leans me towards the dog, because whenever you see a 2.5, the favorite only has to win by a field goal. I don't know. I kind of lean towards Atlanta in this one. Will I end up getting to it? We'll see. I know there's a lot of really good games on the slate, but going after this game, Atlanta would be the play.
I think Atlanta's a good team. Here's the thing. I think they're on the lower spectrum.
They're a learning team.
They're not a bad team.
I think they could be good within the next, say, 2 to 3 years. They have some prospects, and not prospects, but they have some young talent that I think that once they get molded a little bit more will be beneficial.
To be honest with you, I think the better play here. I don't hate this play. Let me be clear. I think the better play is the over. I don't think Atlanta can stop the run, and Nick Chubbs is going to have a field day here. And Jacoby Brissett has proven himself to be a serviceable quarterback. He's not great by any means, but he can manage. He's a game manager, and he can do that. So I like the over here. I really like the over here in this game.
I don't.
This game has
both teams have gone over every single game.
Yeah, this game has teaser written all over it. Atlanta
100%.
and over for me. So I like it. Tim Earl says, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. He says it to me all the time. Yep. And also Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tim Earl, I appreciate you. I'm going to kick you on out of here. Good luck, unless you're against me, Tim Earl.
Of course.
All right, now we're going to bring in the true man, myth, the legend, in not just his mind, but in a lot of other people's minds as well. Sean Higgs is going to talk to us a little college football. You like that? You like that? I sound like Kirk Cousins. You like that?
You like that?
Stand that guy. Especially after this week. But anyways, Washington -3.5 Friday Night Lights action again at UCLA, over under 64.5. I got to remind everybody, just like I did with everybody else, any two cappers you want, picksandparlays.net/double. Any two cappers you want, 7-day package, only 50% off, just $114.99. You got to get in on this value while you still can. Higgs, tell me where to go here, because I don't like either one of these teams.
That, first of all, that's a good little deal there for 50% off.
50% off, just $115 basically, $114.99.
And
7-day package.
And I'm always wanting to say use the leaderboard and who's hot. Football, college 55%, and NFL 65%. So nice. I'm doing pretty good if in case you're wondering.
I'm telling you right now, Higgs needs to be one of those cappers on that one of two. I'm telling you right now.
A lot of times, fire. I don't hype myself unless I'm doing well, right? We have a leaderboard. Guys are up and down. You know, it is what it is when you're betting on games. But I'm on a heater right now. Let's go. And we got little Pac-12 after dark here with Washington and UCLA. And you know, I was watching Mr. Earl there, and like I always say, those 2.5s, 3.5s, it's like somebody only has to win by 3. And in this case, I'm getting the extra hook, whether 6.5, 7. It's Washington. It's Penix in a route here. I like this. First of all, I liked him when he was back in Indiana. He just never stayed healthy. Like 6 games, he'd throw 10, 11 touchdowns. He'd get hurt, right? He was never healthy over there. And you see him now. I mean, the dude's got, 12 touchdown passes in a couple games. Yeah. And DeBauer, the coach, I like this coach. You know, I like everything about and I expect him to come out like being this well so fast. Like I had him the other day versus Michigan State. Like Michigan State, how are they ranked? You know, that game wasn't even close. We talked about it here, I think. I think we did a show on it. I'm like, how is that game wasn't even what the final score was? They just demolished those guys. It was 39-28. It was 30-0 at the half or whatever it was.
Michigan State's got problems.
Yeah, kind of like I got Maryland, folks. If you want Maryland minus a touchdown or Michigan State this week, a little bonus play in a video. And you still like what DRT. Everybody loves this quarterback, right? I mean, it's DRT. It's Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's 21-25 over here in UCLA. What are you doing here, Chip? I'm not buying the Bruins here. You beat Bowling Green 45-17. Alabama State, you put up 40. You put 40 up on Colorado, who's atrocious. At least on the other side, Washington's played decent teams. I mean, Stanford, you can make fun of Stanford all you want. They're better than Colorado, better than Bowling Green, better than South Alabama. And that's the only team they played that was kind of good. South Alabama's a tough little squad there. And he had to come back. They were down that whole game, 32-31 win. So, all right, I got to lay a short little favor on the road. I get it. Not really the best things we want to do here, but 3.5, my eyes light up. Let's go. Washington, get it done. Big Penix energy, right? That's the new thing over there, right there.
Is that the t-shirts they're making nowadays? Big Penix energy. All right. Ship us one. We'll wear it. We'll do it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Till then, we're going to go Washington minus the 3.5 here. We're going to move our gears here to some NFL action.
Yes.
Talk Thursday night matchup. Red hot Dolphins. I mean, can't get any better start. Couldn't ask for a better start if you wanted from that Dolphins team there. And you couldn't ask for a worse start if you're a Bengals a fan there. Bengals minus 3, though. Over under is 47.5. I'm going to remind everybody about the deal of the year. Okay,
it's Christmas in September.
Christmas in September, end of September, and it's going to roll into October 1st, possibly. It's for this week. Any 2 cappers you want, 7 days, 50% off is just only $114.99. Picksandparlays.net/double. Talk to me about Thursday night.
Yeah, so short week for Miami here, right? And they're off a grinder. Bills game, crazy, right? I mean, goal line stands, punting off of butts, crazy, or whatever happened over there out of the end zone.
Butt punt.
Craziness, and that's on the heels of a wild game versus the Ravens, and now your short week Bengals. I'm going on the under here. Forget about the whole primetime under trend. That's fine, and they're nice to do. I understand. But let's talk about the offenses here. I mean, 2017 and 27 versus the Jets for Cincinnati. Not much going on there. And I think Dolphins have a legit defense. Now, they were on the field a whole lot last week versus the Bills, right? 500 yards of offense they allowed there. But they kept them out of the end zones. You got to do that. And even their offense, 20 points versus the Patriots. Last week, they put up minimal points, 21. You had a crazy game versus Baltimore. You came back, scored 42. You're down 35-14. But Baltimore also gave up 26 points to New England, who couldn't score against Miami or the Steelers. So
right.
I look at Miami as much as it's Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek's out here calling out Eli Apple in interviews already for the week. I can't wait. Listen, you got some good guys. I can't badmouth Tyreek in this offense, but the numbers say this is two teams that score 20 points a game. And it's a short compounded week, a little more, I don't want to say conservative play calling, but it's kind of just a different kind of game. That's why you see on Thursday nights especially. So I'm going to go under to 47.5 here.
I don't hate the under here. I kind of lean. Here's the thing. It's just we filmed this on Monday for Thursday game here, but I really want to wait and see. What leads me to your under even more is Tua's a little banged up here. I mean, Miami, they're talking about first it was a back thing. Now it's an ankle thing. And then, but when you saw him that one play, he got up, wobbled. That guy didn't know where he was at. Then they cleared him. They'll come back in. There's got to be some kind of head, traumatic, I don't want to say concussion protocol or something, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little banged up, and he's already banged up. Joe Burrow's running for his life behind that Bengals offensive line here. Both defenses aren't horrible. I like the under here. I can see where you're going with this. I'm not opposed to that. So
and this this line opened up total wise. It was a 1.5 and went up to 3. Maybe maybe you get a half game out of it. Maybe he does have. Maybe we'll find out later. He goes into. Oh, he's a game time. Who knows? I mean, again,
I don't know, but
I'll stick with the under.
Be calling Ryan Fitzmagic over there and put that Dolphins uniform back on.
At least we'll be ahead of it. I like the under here, and even if he's 100%, I just don't see it. These defenses are both pretty solid. So
I like it. Don't forget, guys, you got to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. with myself, Sean Higgs. A bunch of us are on here. We're always here. We appreciate you, my friend. Stay hot. Stay hot. Number one on the leaderboard yesterday. If you're rocking with Higgs, you're making money. Till then, good luck. Unless you're against us. We're out of here.